Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. Today we are going to dive into a story full of mysteries, scares, and traditions that have crossed centuries. We're going to talk about the true story of Halloween. Do you know where this celebration of costumes, candy, and trick-or-treating came from? Get ready because we're going to find out all about it in detail. Topic 1. Ancient origins. The Celtic festival of Samhain. Let's start from the beginning. Before we talk about costumes and pumpkins, we need to go back in time, way before electricity, cell phones, or cars. Let's travel back to the time of the Celts, a people who lived in the region that is now Ireland, the United Kingdom, and parts of France. We are talking about over 2,000 years ago. The Celts had a very important festival called Samhain, pronounced Samhain. This festival marked the end of summer and the beginning of winter, a time of cold and long nights. To them, Samhain was a special time because they believed that on this night, the barrier between the world of the living and the world of the dead became very thin. In other words, the spirits of those who had passed away could return and walk among the living. Sounds a bit spooky, right? To protect themselves from these spirits, the Celts built large bonfires in their villages, burned crops, and even sacrificed animals. They believed this would help keep the evil spirits away, but that wasn't all. They also dressed up in scary costumes, wearing animal skins and handmade masks to trick the spirits. If someone was disguised, the ghosts wouldn't know they were actually living people and would leave them alone. The stories of the Celts tell of ghosts, fairies, and even monsters that would come out on this night. So they would light candles and leave food at their doorsteps as offerings to appease the spirits and prevent them from causing harm. It was quite different from what we see today. Topic 2. The arrival of Christianity and the changing meaning. Now, let's move forward in time a bit. About 1,000 years later, Christianity began to spread across Europe. With it, the Catholic Church saw the festival of Samhain and decided to give it a new face. Instead of a pagan festival, which is what the Church called religious celebrations outside Christianity, they wanted it to be This is how November 1st became All Saints' Day or All Hallows' Day. And guess what? The night before became known as All Hallows' Eve, which later turned into Halloween. But hold on, this change didn't happen overnight. The old Celtic traditions remain strong, and Halloween gradually transformed over time. Still, some things from the Samhain festival remained. The idea of wearing costumes to trick the spirits and lighting candles, for example, continued. What's more, people began telling ghost stories and playing tricks on this night. It was a mix of old traditions with new ideas that came with Christianity, and the result was a celebration where no one was quite sure if it was supposed to be scary or fun. Topic 3. Halloween comes to America. Pumpkins and trick-or-treating. Now, let's cross the Atlantic Ocean. We've arrived in the 19th century, around the 1800s, when many Irish people began moving to the United States. They brought their Halloween traditions with them, and of course, American children and adults were soon intrigued by this different celebration. In the United States, Halloween began to take on a new form. One of the traditions that emerged was the carved pumpkin. In ancient times, the Celts used turnips to make scary lanterns to ward off spirits. But in the United States, they found that pumpkins, which were bigger and easier to carve, worked even better, and so the famous jack-o'-lantern was born. The pumpkin with a smiling or scary face. And what about trick-or-treating? Also in the U.S., kids began going door to door asking for treats and playing tricks. At that time, it was more about the tricks than the treats. Only later, in the 1920s and 1930s, did this game become safer and more fun, with people handing out candy to kids in exchange for a little scare or a laugh. And there you have it. Halloween became what we know today. A night of fun, costumes, candy, and of course, a little bit of mystery. Topic 4. Symbols of Halloween. Where did they really come from? Now, let's understand a bit more about the symbols of Halloween. Have you ever wondered why we use witch costumes, zombies, or why pumpkins are so important in this celebration? Witches became a symbol of Halloween because of old stories. Many people believe that on Halloween night, witches flew on their cauldrons or broomsticks to meet evil spirits. Of course, today we know that witches are just characters in stories, but they still remain a part of the celebration. And what about zombies and vampires? They also come from the tales of fear and mystery that people would tell on Halloween night. Since it was a time when they believed the dead would return, these creatures became part of popular imagination. The pumpkins with scary faces, as we mentioned earlier, came from Irish tradition, but there's actually a legend behind this story. The legend of Jack-o'-lantern tells of a man named Jack who tricked the devil and was condemned to wander the earth with a lantern made from a turnip. When this story reached the U.S., pumpkins took the place of turnips. Each symbol of Halloween has a story, a mystery, or a superstition behind it. And even though today they are mostly used for fun, they all have origins full of meaning. Topic 5. How Halloween became a worldwide celebration, and what to expect in the future. Finally, let's understand how Halloween spread worldwide. At first, it was a celebration typical of English-speaking countries like the United States, Canada, and the United Kingdom. But with globalization and cinema, especially horror movies and TV series, Halloween started to be known all over the world. Today, even in places where Halloween was not traditionally celebrated, children are starting to dress up in costumes and ask for candy. In Brazil, for example, the holiday is becoming popular, especially in schools and among young people. And who knows what the future holds? Halloween might continue to evolve, gaining new customs and traditions. But one thing is for sure, whether in the past, present, or future, Halloween will always have a touch of mystery, fun, and a little bit of fear. I hope this extended script has helped you understand much more about the fascinating history of Halloween. If you want to hear more curious stories full of mystery, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Give us a like and join us for more. See you next time.